I'm just going to show you a couple of differences in the way I prepared graphics for the program. Okay, so we're going to open the two pieces of artwork. First of all, I'm going to open the flower one, click OK, leave it as simple artwork, click OK. I'm going to leave it that size, hold down my control key and get rid of the white areas by hitting my delete key. I'm going to turn off the image and I'm just going to generate. Now if you 3D view, you'll see the design. Okay, I'm going to select that and move it off to the side. Now I'm going to turn on my images again and import the same design, the same image, but this time I've actually got an outline around the design. I'm going to click OK. I'll move it into the center. Now you can see where the actual outline was around that area. I can select the white areas again around there and generate. Now you'll see the difference between the two designs. That one I drew and didn't have an outline. That one I drew and added an outline. It was a very thin outline, but it still will show up in generations as a satin fill. So if you look at that design now, you could use it like that. Depends whether you want the auto digitizing look. I realize that these are in satin stitch, but that would be easily fixed by just selecting those green areas there and changing them to a complex fill and generating. So you can see the difference in the two. Again, if you look down here, that's showing you the actual outline. If I change that from auto judge to satin and generate, the change in the design is very minimal because I think the auto judge would more than likely have used that anyway. If I delete that by holding down my control key, then you do have gaps. If you then try to put a running outline in there, you would have a fair bit of adjustment to do. That's one of the reasons when I do draw images myself, I leave the outline off the actual design, off the actual image, if I want to use the auto generating. Okay, so I'm just going to select that and delete it. Now I'm going to select the part of the design that we did without an outline. I can actually select all those petals and go up to the top and create an outline now of my own using a double run. I'm going to click OK and I'm going to generate. Now you'll see that the petals have actually got an outline around them. To make it easier for you to see, I'll actually change that to a black color. I could also, if I wanted to, select the orange center and again go to stitch, create outline. I'm going to make it a double run, click OK and generate, and again I'm going to change that to the darker color. Now I'm going to select all those areas that I've just made and generate them. If I turn off my 3D view and I actually then turn off the colored areas of that design, you can see the outline that I made. Now because I did an outline around each petal, I'm going to have double stitching on here where there is a circle over the top. To adjust that, I'm going to select all those areas of outline. I'm going to go to my outline edit. I'm going to right click and select merge and generate. Generations has now combined all those outlines to give me one double run outline. You could do that if you want with these areas as well. So if I turn back the areas that I turned off, you can see I've got a much nicer outline. around that flower, and I haven't had to manual punch it myself. So that's really a quick lesson on outlining for the flower. While we still have this flower in the actual window, I'm just going to do a couple of other things to make it a little bit more realistic. So to start with, I'm actually going to zoom in. I'm going to select my manual punch tool for create freehand lines, and I'm going to start in the center and just left click. Now these are just random clicks, backwards and forwards, just to add a bit of a highlight for those flowers. You can do as much or as little as you want to do these. And enter and escape. I really don't want that colour. I'm just going to change that colour to a dark brown colour, and I need it to sew before the centre and also the outline, so I'm just going to slide it up, and I'll just go out. So you can see very quickly I've just done a running stitch to highlight around the centre of the flower. Because the flower was auto-generated and I click on them, you can see that it was auto-judged, that the direction of that stitching for that petal is actually going across that way. I would prefer it to go the same way as the highlighting, so I'm just going to move that around and generate, and I'm going to do that for each of the petals so that they're going all out from the center to the point of the actual petal.